The Rush Hour with Chris and Bev, where we do go for it on fourth down, and when we do go for it, we pick up another Kansas City first down, and we do not punt opinions on this show. We do accept the challenge flag. So I'm Chris Brisbane Jr. This is my co-host Beverly McCarty, and joining her is her granddaughter Bailey. So welcome to the show. And so, hey, but before we actually get started with our show, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell icon. That way, you get notified when a new episode pops up, and before you know it, you're in the notification squad. And trust me, we got a lot to talk about, especially now. It is July, and next month is preseason, and before you know it, the regular season for the NFL will be started, which means Chiefs football will be back. So. But we're going to get to the first segment of our show, which is our fan questions, because we have fans that like to send stuff in. And if you have any questions or comments that you want to send in to me and Beverly, just leave them down below and we'll get to them to the next show. So can
I say something real quick? I want to shout out your Mahomes shirt. I see there.
Yeah, that was the very first one. Yeah. So
I got my Super Bowl shirt on. And the granddaughter's got living in her Kelsey era with Taylor Swift. Yep.
Well, I can't blame you for wearing that. Those two have really just become the new. I guess you want to call them Princess Diana and the new Princess Diana type. They're that popular. They're like the new royal couple. So
yeah, pretty. They're the United States royal couple.
So, but. More importantly, as long as Trav does what he does out there on the field, I could really care. Yes, that's what matters to me.
So I wondered if that might be a good lead-in for your recent purchase.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, I'm glad you said that, Beverly, because so Bailey, I do have some news for you. So I will admit that I have saved and ordered a Taylor Swift shirt.
He's Swifty adjacent.
I'm Swifty adjacent. I'm not. Yeah, exactly. So if anything, it's like a fan. Someone drew some fan art of Taylor Swift. Like someone drew like a photo of her. Like, pretty good for someone that's that's like a starving artist. But
that's awesome.
But it's her with a acoustic guitar.
Okay, so see now, so he's becoming a Swifty, like a sort of Swifty adjacent.
Let's not get carried away. I'm not that far yet. So, but yeah, that's my first step.
And
some of her music is great. So
yeah.
I have to admit, some of the stuff, some of the music she has, it's in my tailgate playlist. So
awesome.
So I have 2 or 3 that are in there.
Well, that's cool.
Those that are watching, you're gonna have to, if you come into my tailgate, you're gonna have to find out which ones. I'm not telling you which ones are in there. So, but I'm not a Swiftie, but I am edging in there. So maybe. It's a very possible maybe. But we're going to get to our fan questions. We got plenty of, we got 3 that are actually really good. So our first one comes from @Stephen I know Stephen. We actually filmed at his studio, which it was maybe 2 years ago, but now he has his own brewery business. So, and which actually brings up the question where it says, I have my own brewery, beer brewery in Atlanta. During football season, business is booming. What are your go-to drinks during a game or tailgate? Okay, so I'm gonna let ladies go first on this one because mine is a little abstract.
What would you drink if you were watching a game? Probably the LA Kentucky's finest soft drink.
So hold that up to the camera again one more time. Yeah.
LH. It's a late one. Yeah, it's a soft drink. For me, I I want to bring a little bit of light onto a little something that a lot of people don't know about. Maybe a lot of people have it, don't know it. Like me, I had a genetic test done, and I knew I had some problems and didn't know really why. And I found out I have something called alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, which makes me not be able to eat certain things and definitely not drink alcohol.
Well, that's not terrible.
No, but it actually you can die. You can get chronic liver disease and failure, and yeah, you can get a lot of bad stuff from it. So that's why you had to be careful. You know. But anyway, when I did drink beer a little, I never liked it that much. I did drink Coors Light, and I liked it, but of course with that I had a reaction. So I have a margarita every now and then. I do like margaritas, but my big thing is L8. I drink a lot of L8 at tailgates because I love my
straw melon. I
got to tell L8, y'all got to sponsor us. I'm always talking about you.
Yep. Hey, as much as they're drinking it, hey, just send them. Just that's all we ask for is just a little sponsorship, just a little help.
Exactly.
But my choice, I have two choice. Yeah. So that's y'all. My choice of drink. I have to have I make for a special type of lemonade. My family loves it when I make either Kool-Aid or lemonade, but mostly I'm a lemonade person now. So, yeah. But one thing I've picked up from my relatives is that one thing I was missing, which was just putting actual natural lemons inside the lemonade and just cutting them up and putting them inside the lemonade, which makes it a lot more refreshing, especially when you're having if it's on a hot day. That's the best thing ever. That and water. So those are your go-to drinks. Those are my go-to drinks at a tailgate. So, and if I'm feeling fancy, I'll even make a little punch.
Okay. I love punch with ice cream in it.
You're like my mother. You're like my mother. You will put ice cream with it to just to really.
Let me tell you, I'm in that age group. That's what we do.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Just so, what type of ice cream? Before we move on to our next question,
sherbet.
Orange, okay.
Like maybe rainbow, maybe orange. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I could. Yeah, it's good.
If I were to do that, it would probably be vanilla or the peanut butter.
So you're gonna make a float out of it.
Yeah, a root beer float, which is something that you see out of a movie.
Yeah. Yep. It's true.
So
still done in Kentucky all the time.
So those are our drink choices. So but during a game, but when the game starts, I barely drink that because I am so into it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Which leads us to our next question. Which is from Brittany Huff, who we just had a question from her. That was the person I went to high school with last. So we had a question from her. So and her husband are Eagles fans, and she said, love the last episode. I cannot wait for the season to start.
Thanks.
My question is, how are the both of you while watching your favorite team or teams play? So are you talking? I'm guessing you're talking about how are we during when the game's going? I am zeroed in. So just from kickoff to the point where they do victory formation. Yep. That's because I can't go anywhere. It's like me and Beverly we were watching Super Bowl 58. It was intense from start to finish, and we didn't. The only time I think I actually got up to and got a break, a food break or something like that is when halftime show was on.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. But usually I pace a lot.
Yeah, and some games, the Chiefs, some game if you're a Chiefs fan or whatever team you're a fan of, if there's games that come down to the wire, you cannot leave your seat at all.
And I think Mahomes likes to cause these thrillers to have everybody have these heart attacks.
Yeah,
it's like he loves that, I think. But yeah, I'm usually pacing, going around in a circle, and then I stop. I'm in my house anymore. I'm in the camper still. But when I'll stop at the back of the recliner and I'll do this.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
And I just wait. And yeah. So very, very nervous. Usually, I'm pretty chill. If it's like they're winning, they're up 21. I'll be.
Yeah.
I'm okay. But now, yeah, the cardiac kids, they get me every time.
Yeah. So Bailey, so how being that you like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, so when you see Beverly or if you see any of the games that you see her just going like this, are you watching it like that, going like, why is this so tense?
What are you thinking? Yeah.
Or have you ever seen Taylor Swift's face during, like, say, the past Super Bowl? Did you see her past face on that previous championship game?
I've seen like one thing of it, and the one thing that I saw when she grabbed somebody beside her arm, she went.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because, hey, I don't, and she was just as into it that everybody else was, because everyone was basically. I don't think anyone sat down. You didn't see her. I don't think she sat down for that entire game. She was standing up the entire time.
Yeah, she was super excited too, wasn't she?
I meant you. She's now a football fan. Like, I see her doing stuff like, but try to go easy with hanging around the Kelce brothers. So because trying to keep up with Jason is don't do it.
So they've got the Kelce mix out now. Have you seen the new cereal?
Yes.
That looks gross. I have to say it.
Well, it's branding. It's branding. That's what I like to think. It's branding. So Jason's trying to, market himself. He's marketing himself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So hey, he's got to do something when he's in retirement.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
But as far as for me, during these games, especially during the regular season, like the first games that we have against the Bengals and the Ravens, so I'm not going to sit down for the entire game.
What do you think's going to happen with the Bengals and the Ravens games? Who's going to win those? Did you hear that? Say a little bit louder.
I'm not a big fan of either.
oh, sorry, Joe. Sorry, Joe.
Yep. So who's going to win then? Who's going to win? Is it going to be Kelce and the Chiefs? Yeah, they're playing. That's who they're playing. Yeah. Yep.
But I just know. Yeah, but Bailey, if Travis Kelce starts on both games, which he most likely will, and he looks exactly the same way he did the last time that the Ravens played the Chiefs, look out.
Who's your favorite player on the Chiefs?
I can't decide between Patrick and Travis.
Oh, well, you don't have to decide. If those two are great.
Yeah.
You're talking about the greatest duo in the NFL that have surpassed Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski now. So
already. Yeah,
and they're not, and they're still young. And they're still young. So
Probably my favorite.
Patrick's her favorite. That's what she said.
Hey, apparently he's everybody's favorite. But here's the thing that before we go to our next question, that here's one thing, that he's a different type of quarterback that the NFL is not used to seeing.
Yes. He has such ability. He can scramble and make all the plays. He can throw all the throws. Usually you can't get both. And the ability to improvise and trick plays, nah. He's a different breed.
Yeah, yeah. Or Shannon Sharp put it this way: said, I'm sorry, said that guy over there, 15 over there. He a different creature.
Yeah, he's a different one. That's it.
And speaking of that, this is something from at Emily Emet. So she's a Chiefs fan like us. So but she asked not a football related question, which is very strange. She asked like, what type of movies are you both into? So I've recently gotten to like really the 80s movies. So
Okay. Yep.
I've gotten into the 80s movies. So I've been introduced to The Breakfast Club.
Yep.
I've been introduced to different 80s horror movies too. Um,
Okay.
and even some 80s comedies movies. Like the very first 80s comedy movie that I think I watched was Ferris Bueller's Day
Yep.
Off.
Yep.
So, and just I'm really on an 80s craze right now. So just the vibe,
Okay.
because just the vibe right then. I don't want to go back to the 80s, but I would like to really experience like what movies were like what it was like to film movies like
Yeah.
back in the 80s. Just the fashion too. So
I didn't care for the fashion. I lived the 80s. That was my era. Let me
okay.
say. Yeah. So I didn't really care for like the Pretty in Pink and all of that stuff. 16 Candles. That wasn't really my thing.
I like Molly Ringwald.
I'm not a great big fan of hers. I loved Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. I really loved all of those movies. I love comedies, in general. And yeah. Yeah, I love a lot of things like comedies. One of my favorite movies of all times, Coming to America. I love Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah,
movie.
Not the sequel.
No,
Not the sequel. The first one.
Yeah, I have probably watched that at least 50 times. I know at least 50 times, and I know I watched it probably more than that. But I love all comedies, but I watch all sports comedies, all of them. I hate baseball games,
like The Water Boy.
I love The Water Boy. Oh my goodness. I hate to watch golf, but I watch Happy Gilmore. I watch Major League.
That is Travis Kelce's favorite comedy, by the way. That is his favorite comedy is Happy Gilmore.
That is hilarious. I love that movie. That's hilarious.
You can't get better than thing is Adam Sandler's just being himself, and that was just funny.
Yeah. So I'm a big comedy fan. I love comedies. I do like action movies. I love Transformers, all the Transformer movies. Grew up watching the cartoons of the Transformers.
Big nerd here. Big nerds.
Yeah, I love those.
What is that?
Which one?
Like,
I like Talladega Nights. I've never watched that one. Your mother liked it. I watched a lot of Disney movies with this one.
Well, hey, nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Plenty of Disney movies. And speaking of Disney movies, the brand new there is Moana 2 on its way out. So that.
Yeah,
so
what's your favorite movies to watch?
I don't know if either of you had heard of it, but on Disney they came out with Descendants 4: Rise of Red.
I didn't know there was a new one.
It is.
It's just a brand new one.
And I watched it, and it's so cool. Like, it's kind of like a musical, because I like musicals. But I also like comedy, but I don't really know any comedy shows.
You like a lot of. I'm sure she doesn't watch TV. Her mother is a generation. She's 30, so she streams everything.
Oh, who doesn't? I'm trying to think. Streaming is the new TV now. So
okay, let me just tell you. Until I moved into the camper, we were cable people. But there is no cable here because I'm old school. But there's no cable here, so now it's all streaming.
That's kind of what the future is right now. Movies that come out now, and the rest are being put to streaming services, which I can understand. But so, for me, I'd like to go back to the theater sometime just to see good movies.
We like it. We have a drive-in next to our house. A real drive-in still working.
Oh,
how Twisters, and I didn't get to go. We went to go last night. It was too packed. So I'm hoping next weekend we get to go. It
just came out. I can understand.
Yes.
The movie just came out.
Yeah.
And I saw that one.
I was going to tell you, Sean and me, and hopefully her, are all going to be in that new movie that's supposed to come out with Josh Lucas this year. We're waiting for it to be on it's been in production for over a year.
So
we'll
hey,
see.
And Josh, if you're listening to this, I'm gonna get you on this show. By the way,
I've tried. I've actually reached out to him on Instagram.
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, Josh.
If you get him on, we got to have this one. She's having a panic attack because she loves Josh Lucas.
Okay, well, hey, if he does answer back, I'm in.
Yeah. But let me tell you, he actually asked them just to zoom in on her in the movie. So
that's cute. That's cute.
It was so it really, she loved it. He was really nice. So
I'm guessing. Yep.
Yeah. He's a method actor. He likes to stay in character.
I can understand.
And I didn't want to talk to him and break his character.
He's doing his job.
But one time I almost ran into him because we had to cross paths. And I apologized, and he said we were doing good. He was really nice. So
you said that like Tyler posters.
Yeah, he's younger. He's in his 30s.
It's like that now. Like you don't see Taylor doesn't bother Travis when it's like comes to game time.
Yeah.
Travis is like game.
Yeah, you got to say dialed in, focused.
It's business mode. It's business mode.
Yep.
Like when they asked Travis Kelce, what so how you think that's the Ravens and Bengals games are going to go? And he basically said we forgot about Super Bowl 58 already. Yeah. It's strictly business right now.
Yeah, you can't ride that high all year, the rest of the year. You got to act like it didn't happen.
It's a brand new season.
You're hungry. You can't be hungry if you just ate. So you
exactly.
Sure, hey, that's another hashtag.
Yep.
Yep.
Very true.
Be hungry if you just ate.
I am. I'm gonna include that below. I'm gonna include that hashtag below. So I'm co-signing that. But hey, those are our fan questions. And if you have any other questions that you want me and Bev to answer, just drop them in the comments below, and we will definitely get to them for the next show. And we love to hear from everybody. And if you want to be a guest on the show, doesn't matter what fan of any NFL team you are, or even if you like if you like Bailey and you like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, we'll have you on the show. Just follow me and Beverly on Instagram. You can DM us, and we'll try to get something set up where you can be a guest on the show. We accept all fans. So
let me ask you a question, Bailey. Somebody says that the Chiefs aren't going to make it to the Super Bowl. What would you say?
Are you sure about that?
Exactly. Exactly. Especially with what they got now, what they have now. Oh yeah. So yeah, the last thing you want to do is sleep on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on the show, Bailey. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you very much. We'll see her. We'll definitely see her again. We will definitely see her again. That leads us right to these quarterbacks that we got to talk about these quarterbacks. Like, we got to start with Joe Burrow, because I love Sean's analysis of Joe Burrow, which was on point. So
exactly.
I'm gonna read this, that Joe Burrow just signed up. He signed a 5-year, $275 million contract with the Bengals, including $40 million signing bonus, $10 million guaranteed, and an average annual salary of $55 million. So that's a lot to give Joe Burrow when he's been injury prone. I got the list of injuries.
Okay. I'm interested to hear that one.
Yeah, he's had and these are all through training camp and the season. He's had hip injury, calf injury, wrist injury, which was recent. He got surgery on finger surgery, been in concussion protocol twice.
You know what? I'm gonna put it out there. You just did it. You sealed it for me. If he gets a major injury at all this year, at any point, I'm going to label him fragile like Wentz.
Like, oh, walk it to him, like good old walk it to him.
Yeah, I love that.
Good old walk it to him. Walk it to him Wentz.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Skip Bayless calls him like Carson Wentz because he winces each time he sees him. Saw him at Philadelphia because he had to wince each time he saw him. So
yep.
No, but really, these injuries are stacking up, and it wouldn't surprise me if Cincinnati were to take a quarterback in next draft next year.
It could happen. It could happen, definitely.
Because,
you know what? I think I would draft one around 4th, 5th round.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. And because right now we don't know any good quarterbacks like that have emerged yet from college yet.
Exactly.
But if I'm the Cincinnati Bengals, and these injuries start to stack up, and he's had some in training camp when he's not being hit yet. The pads have been
Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, he hasn't been hit yet. And like, I'm glad you mentioned Aaron Rodgers, but they're kind of similar when it comes to like injuries. Now, Aaron's older, obviously, but Joe is significantly younger, and
he's almost like me. I told my husband I was a sneeze away from being in a wheelchair because it seems like I'm constantly getting injured. So when you're in your 20s and you're having this issue, it does not speak well to a long career in the NFL.
And we saw and I'm just really concerned if I'm Zach Taylor, I believe that's the coach of the. If I'm Zach Taylor, you got to look at backup options right now, because these injuries add up: hip, calf, wrist, finger, and been in concussion protocol twice, and then in training camp, I think he had like a calf injury in training camp, so he didn't have he didn't even go to full training camp, so. That's got to be concerning.
See how this one goes. We'll see how this one goes.
and so far, like, he's been to training camp, but I've only seen like 1 day's footage. So anything could have happened between now and then.
Yeah, true.
And it doesn't help that they didn't, and it doesn't help that they didn't fix or draft any good offensive linemen. Yeah.
So, to speak of Joe Burrow, I'm looking at his career stats first of all, just across the board career stats. He's been in the league since 2020. I mean, this is his going on
COVID year. So COVID year, he came in COVID year.
He was a COVID quarterback. So you're looking at he's going on his 5th year. 5th year. They've been to the Super Bowl, won none. All right. He started out kind of low. 89.8 was his actual quarterback rating. He had low amount of yards and everything, but now then he had a spike in 21 and he had 108 QBR. 2022 100. Last year he went down to 91.0, and I know he got injured, and he's always getting injured, like I said, but he had a decline, so I think that would have been leverage for not so much money, but he's gonna have to be paid. But when you look at all of the games last season, I mean, his totals were 24 of 3. Of course, I've got a line in it. 365 yards, 2,309, 66.8 completion, and and QBR. His actually QBR during those games average was only 51.6.
And guess who has a better QBR than that? And he's in the NFC. Dak Prescott.
Did you see that the people are suggesting that they might actually trade him to the Rams late this season?
Dak Prescott to Los Angeles.
I think it was the Rams. I don't think it was to the Vegas Chargers. I think it was to the Rams. And if Matt Stafford got hurt, that would be a great pickup. For them.
Matt Stafford's backup currently right now is Stetson Bennett. He's a rookie from University of Georgia. So I really haven't seen Stetson Bennett like really play in an NFL game. But if Dak were to go to Los Angeles,
I think that's a great place for him to be.
He's got better. He would have consistency at receiver. You got Cooper Kupp. You got Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
So
that would be the place for him to be. I had forgotten about them, but when we were talking about places for him to go, that would be perfect. Even if he went next year.
Yeah. And Allen Robinson. They have Allen Robinson. So that'd be a good place for Dak to really restart.
Yeah. I think so.
But Joe, that's a lot of money that Cincinnati. That's a lot of money you're paying Joe right now for someone that's he got to the Super Bowl, yes, but he didn't win it. But he went there injured. He went there injured and he didn't play his best ball. So and through the season, like you gotta wonder, are we looking at Carson Palmer 2.0?
Yep, that is it. Yeah, Carson went down with that Achilles, and that was not Achilles, excuse me, ACL, and that was it for him. And maybe it was Achilles. I cannot remember. It's been so long ago. But
I think it was his ACL.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was it for him. Speaking of him, what about Trevor Lawrence? So Trevor Lawrence signed a 5-year, $275 million extension with the Jaguars. So NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reported it on maybe Thursday of 2 weeks ago. Said like this includes $200 million in guaranteed money and $142 million fully guaranteed at signing. So
yeah, exactly.
He's never
kind of improving. He went to like playoffs once beat the Chargers, yes, and then lost in like wild card round against the Chiefs first round. Oh yeah. So yeah. But with Trevor, I'm not sure if I'm looking at the same Trevor Lawrence, because are we sure this is the same Trevor that won a national championship, beat LSU, beat Alabama? Are we sure? And yet when he gets to Jacksonville, he doesn't have that many weapons to throw to. You have Travis Etienne. Good. But then his only speedy wide receiver was Calvin Ridley. Yeah. Who was left over from Atlanta. Yeah. It's just that you're giving this money to give all this money to Trevor, who's really hasn't produced any good wins in the playoffs. And he's been injured too. He's had injuries as well, you know. His rating went from 71 to 95 down to 88 last year. That's a slide. Again, we see the their player production is sliding, and yet they're giving them higher contracts. I don't know. It's very odd to me, but his QBR rating, was it the QBR? Let me get this right. His QBR rating was 65.6. 64. What? That was his average last year, was 65.6. I mean, Are you kidding me? You're in division. You're in that division with nobody's. The Houston Texans, and well, then again, Houston Texans have something special going, but Trevor is putting up less numbers than he did when he was in college. Yeah, I mean, he had a good game against Tennessee, but Tennessee has no one. True. Tennessee just landed their gold mine and L'Jarius Sneed on defense. Yes, but as far as like weapons, Trevor really doesn't have that weapons to throw to. Evan Ingram is not it. I'm gonna say Evan Ingram is not it. He's not a deep threat. And Trevor Lawrence, like the way he really operated in college, is that he had deep threats to throw to. He had Justin Ross to throw to. Yep. He had a good game against Atlanta. Yeah. 80.2. But I'll credit Trevor Lawrence this. You can beat the Bills on the road in was it Munich, Germany? You can beat them in Munich, Germany. Yeah.
And that was because the Bills had to just fly in and play. They had been there for a week. Time to prepare.
But you know what? That was smart on their coach. Not so much on the Bills.
No.
And there may be jet lag. You got to get prepared for jet lag.
True, and the Bills were not ready for that.
No.
And one thing Trevor does, I've noticed a lot. He's gotten sacked and fumbles a lot lately.
Yes, I agree. Yep.
He's gotten sacked a lot. It's
he has fumbled a lot more than ever, even in college.
In college, he had a great offensive line to protect him, but here you got like a maybe not mediocre, but you have like an average offensive line.
Oh yeah.
But who used to be his offensive lineman? Jawan Taylor. Just saying.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Doug Peterson is a way better coach than Urban Meyer.
Oh, like millions of light years ahead. Light years. So
if there's anyone that can really help develop Trevor into a NFL caliber type quarterback, it's got to be Doug Peterson. Yeah,
he was a great quarterback himself. He did wonders with that Wentz.
with Wentz and as Beverly Wentz's. But I just think
the only place he did anything.
Yeah.
When he went everywhere else, he was bad. So yeah, he probably can do wonders with Trevor.
If I'm Jacksonville, I wouldn't have given him that much money, but I would still maybe gave him maybe something a little bit smaller. But that's like a huge deal. So they're basically saying he's the future.
How many people are going to be stuck with a Russell Wilson type?
And they can't get out of it. They can't get out of this.
You're going to pay somebody to go and play. I'm going to pay you to leave and go over there and play. Yeah.
But if you're going to give him that amount of money, make sure that he's producing in playoffs.
This guy's the next one. Let's see if I can get it to come in.
Oh, thank you, and thank you. Our next guy is maybe in the same middle, and thank you for showing that. That's Daniel Jones, the New York Giants. So I feel sorry. And for you Giants fans, I feel so sorry for you. So because now, here's this. So speaking of Daniel Jones, thank you, Beverly. Daniel Jones signed I think he signed this maybe about a month ago. Signed a 4-year, $160 million contract with the Giants, including $36 million signing bonus, $92 million guaranteed, and an average salary of $40 million. Daniel Jones, that's a lot of money for someone that has not put up any good points and a total. I did research a little. Total touchdowns in 2023, 3. And
you know what?
And total games.
I never was a Joe Flacco fan when he played at Baltimore, but why would you give that man that money when you know you could go get Joe Flacco for probably a ham sandwich?
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah. It's not like Joe Flacco's doing anything right now. He's a backup in Indianapolis for Anthony Richardson.
You can trade for him. Trade Daniel Jones for him. Give him some more players. Give him some picks. Whatever. He is better. He is much better than what you got. Daniel Jones, I'm sorry, but the fans are going to be very upset with him, and they're going to eat him alive this year.
Especially, and I think it's going to be even worse when they have a speed demon wide receiver from LSU named Malik Nabers, and
just waiting out there for a ball that never comes.
Yeah, that never gets out there because number one, Daniel Jones is either throwing interceptions or running for his life, and when there's a play where he does take off and gets some yards, but he trips over nothing.
The turf monster got him.
I said, really? The turf monster got you when you were about to really walk into the end zone?
Was Eli and Peyton watching that one on Monday Night Football? I thought so. I felt so bad for Eli.
Yeah. Then Peyton just says, I said, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, but But I think Eli said, what is he? I said, I don't know what he sees. Is it like a deer in headlights when he sees like a pass rush coming? So,
yeah. That was the thing about Brady. He had a good offensive line. Without that line, somebody rushes Brady, he threw the ball on the ground. He was scared.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but
that's what he is.
But I can see why Giants fans are pleading to get a brand new quarterback. They thought they were taking one in the draft, but now you're stuck with
really let your fan base down and your players.
Oh yeah, because Daniel Jones would not have been what he is or won as many games without Saquon Barkley.
Yes, and now he's gone.
And now Saquon's gone, so now you have no choice but to throw to these other wide receivers. You can't Saquon was a safety blanket for him.
Yep.
And now Saquon's in Philadelphia. So New York fans, including the Giants fans, y'all deserve better. Y'all had Lawrence Taylor, one of the best defensive players ever. So, but now you're
rebuild. Definitely going to be a little bit for rebuilding for them.
Yeah, it's definitely rebuilding year. Even with those wide receivers, the rookie wide receivers. Yep. They're not going to have like a real with their season. I see like maybe 6-7 wins. Yeah,
at best, honestly, unless they can trade for another quarterback. And I want to tell you all, pressure Flacco, or even Dobbs, or anybody you can find that has been proven. I wish Nick Foles could come out of retirement. I loved Nick Foles. He didn't do so great in some places, but I think in the right areas he could.
Mike White.
Hey, Mike White. I said him before. But Nick Foles beat Tom Brady.
Yeah. So hey, but Nick Foles, but I'm not sure how old Nick Foles is now.
I'm not either. But he can't be any older than Joe Flacco.
Yeah, so Nick Foles could come off the couch.
He was in college when Flacco was playing, or even younger, maybe. So come on, get somebody, a veteran quarterback for your team. Put Jones on the bench and eat the contract that you horribly signed.
Yeah,
that was the worst of all the contracts. That was absolutely the worst.
You're stuck with him now. You're in a Russell Wilson situation now, New York. You're now paying him, and even if he does leave, by the way, he has a no trade clause, so that's even worse. So
no, so you're gonna play him and play on the bench.
Yeah, so he has a no trade clause in his contract, so that's even worse. So
whoever signed and off on that needs to be fired.
Yeah.
They need to be fired right now, and everybody else needs to blacklist him because he does not need to be part of any organization because they make terrible decisions, and that fan base deserves better.
That leads us to what the Chiefs have been doing that are very consistent. So Chiefs fans, Xavier Worthy and Jared Wiley are already having red zone connections with Patrick Mahomes. So that's awesome already. I think Jared Wiley had a behind the back pass to him by Patrick in the end zone. He said he didn't even know he was going to do that. He was just ready.
Wow. That's awesome.
So and that there's a play trending on Instagram of Patrick Mahomes. So you can go check it out if you want to on the Chiefs Instagram page. It is Patrick Mahomes throwing an 80-yard bomb to Xavier Worthy in training camp, and it's an instant touchdown. So and there's a hashtag, a fan just said like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun."
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it's great to see that we got chemistry already. Timing is already getting there. I think, honestly, my husband always says, look how far these defensive players are off of these wide receivers. So they need to be practiced in training camp. They need to be bumped because they're going to be bumped. There are some that don't, and usually that doesn't do well. But when they're bumped, it messes up your timing. They need to have their timing after the bump together. Patrick's going to make it work. Have your, at least, like we talked about before, scramble. If you see if you see him running for your life, scramble. Get open. find a place, find an opening, a window, Patrick can make it happen. So definitely for the rookies, I think those bump timing passes need to be practiced.
And I think that would benefit Xavier Worthy too. Like, so some of these corners are going to try to bump him and try to lock him up. But he's kind of like, if he does it right, he'll be like have that same thing that Tyreek had, which is he has the ability. Tyreek made famous. He just ran past you.
Oh yeah.
You try to lock him up, but he just runs right past you. And now that you have
speed, and
now you have someone faster than Tyreek that's running past like that. But I just don't think and Xavier Worthy, he's tough.
Oh yeah.
So he even though he's like, maybe like small, like maybe smaller frame than Tyreek was, he can still shrug off tackles. I saw him take some tackles from some big time players in college, and he took it like it was nothing.
Well, that's awesome.
And good to see Jared Wiley actually having connections with Patrick Mahomes, and his mentor is Kelsey. So, which makes sense. Kelsey, he said like he really likes Kelsey, and he likes Noah Gray's playing style. So,
yep.
So they're going to be best friends in that tight end room.
Oh yeah, definitely, I agree.
And the wide receiver, and as far as the wide receiver core, there's one that's really coming back from injury and really looking good. And it's Justin Ross. Justin Ross. So that turf, and by the way, it was turf toe that he did have in previous seasons. So, but he does look incredibly fast, a lot more, and he's put on a little bit more muscle, and he looks a lot faster. He looks a lot faster.
Good.
So, and I hope he gets to if he makes the 53-man roster, if it would be great, because that would be another speed receiver from Mahomes.
Yeah.
But he has to stay healthy throughout the season.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We never know what's going to happen in and out of the games. So, you gotta have these different threats. Got to have different threats other than just, the main guys. You've got to have, somebody's got to be on the practice squad. If you don't make the 53, at least you can be on the practice squad.
Yeah.
You can come up. Things happen. So
I think, and there's two, I think, I see making the practice squad, or this could be their last shot, and that's Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney. So for them, it's put up or shut up time, because if they don't produce this season or just have really good on the field work, then Sky Moore is probably going to be either put back on the practice squad. Kadarius Toney, I can see walking right out the door. So because Toney had a lot of drops.
He had a lot of drops, and he had a lot of drama.
a lot of off the field drama.
Yeah, so I think I could definitely see him gone.
Yeah,
Sky's young, so I can see him, like you said, on the practice squad.
So Sky's been doing some training. Been trying to get a little bit better. He's been continuing his training and working out with Julian Edelman. So good person to be training around is Julian Edelman, practically number one wide receiver that Tom Brady had. So
exactly.
So if there's anyone that could teach him how to be consistent and just to really catch some of these passes that look like they're being overthrown, he can actually just bring them in.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I agree. I agree on all fronts.
New Orleans and the Super Bowl are synonymous.
This will be the 11th Super Bowl hosted in our great city of New Orleans.
From our first Super Bowl here in 1970 to 55 years later, 2025, our record-tying 11th Super Bowl at the newly renovated Caesars Superdome.
These Super Bowl ticket prices are crazy. So they've gone for the Super Bowl ticket prices are actually $6,000 per seat and up.
Yeah.
So and Super Bowl is going to be in New Orleans this year.
Okay, I'm not horribly surprised because I've been looking at tickets for regular season tickets, and for a mediocre seat, it's like $6,000. I mean, $1,000. Excuse me. It's like $1,000 for and up for just a regular season game. Yeah, because I was wanting to go to one of the games. That was one of my
$1,000 for just one seat, and
for one seat. These are resold tickets.
you got. What if you got family?
Yeah, exactly. So I looked at Atlanta, and I've looked in Kansas City. I looked in several different places. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing like that. I mean, I'm behind I want to be behind the Chiefs,
Right.
obviously. But I mean, I'm up kind of high on the bottom section. You're talking about $1,000 a piece.
So it's like it's not nosebleed, but it's like you can see one dot running past the other dot,
Yeah.
and he just got hit.
So to put this in perspective for you, when I went to the NFC Championship game in 2006 and in the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, we thought it was expensive for $700 a ticket, $700 some dollars a ticket.
That's
For the
cheap nowadays.
game. Exactly. So yeah, inflation has definitely hit. Fans should not have to pay this much money to watch a game in person. You know, it rules out a lot of people from getting to go and enjoy the experience. I'll never probably ever go to a Super Bowl with that kind of. I've never made it yet, and I probably won't go.
$6,000.
That's insane. Just
So
insane.
for a family of 5, or if you're a family of 5 going to the Super Bowl, you pretty much blew your entire savings, half the savings.
Yeah, and then you've got to eat while you're down
the food. I forgot about food.
You've got to have a hotel to stay in.
True.
Because you're not going to just go out and leave. That you're going to have to fly or drive in.
Oh yeah.
You're looking, and you're going to be in New Orleans. You know, who's not going to want to go around and see the sights or do things? You know, you're probably talking about $50,000 for the. How would you say 5 people?
5 people.
Yeah.
50,000. Woo! Oh, just those numbers make me almost want to hurl.
Yeah, that's you can buy a very nice vehicle.
Airbnb.
Yeah. You'd be better off to buy an Airbnb, build one and sell it and rent it out, save the money for the next year.
But
I don't know.
But New Orleans, but I'm surprised Super Bowl has come back to New Orleans. This is the second. This is like maybe the second or third time it's come back to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So you're back in the Superdome.
But they're in the dome.
Yeah. What's with the domes?
Everybody needs to build domes. I'm sorry. The fans need to be comfortable.
Yes.
The players need to be comfortable, because even though a nice snow game is nice to watch, the injuries are not worth it to me. The hypothermia. Some of the players got hypothermia last year in those horrible games.
Yeah.
And some of the fans do. So,
because
in my opinion, if you don't have a dome, you don't get a Super Bowl.
True.
And that's what my husband has always said. And I agree.
Yeah, true. And because you gotta have make sure all the players, fans, coaches, everybody that's going to the Super Bowl, they are going to be 100% comfortable. They can't do that if it's like outdoors.
Yeah, I mean, if it's 105 degrees, that's your
that's Tampa. That's Tampa.
Yeah,
that's
Tampa. My brain just left me. Like, it's heat index. It could be that high or higher.
It was like almost 70 degrees for the Super Bowl when the Chiefs played the Bucks. It was almost 60, 70 degrees.
Did you see the picture of one of the teams? How when the players on that team's their bench was like 75, and the other bench, their visitors, was 120 something.
That's cruel. That's cruel and unusual punishment right there.
That actually should be punishable by the NFL. That should not happen. You
are going to you have to be fined. You have to be fined for that.
Well, I think it was Tampa that did it, and I bet it was, during the Brady era, because he could cheat with the best of them.
Well, he probably has the money to probably arrange that.
Exactly. So
and we got an exclusive. So I wanted to see if you actually recognize. There's one of the performers has been announced that will be playing one of the performers, which means there's going to be more. But one of the performers has been announced that is going to be performing at Super Bowl 59. I wanted to see if you recognize this person.
Dance the night away. My heart could be burning.
Dua Lipa.
See it on my face. Watch me.
So yeah, so yes, Dua Lipa is one. It will be one of the performers at Super Bowl 59, and I love it.
Yep, she's seeing who you said. You know what? Why not make it a Barbie experience and bring in Ryan Gosling?
I'm not sure if the NFL would,
That won't fly.
that wouldn't fly.
It wouldn't
but-
fly with the men, but the ladies would like it.
That it'd just be a whole bunch. It'd be nothing but ladies on that in the audience. Nothing.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
I'm happy that the NFL they got Dua Lipa, one of the performers, to perform in Super Bowl 59. That's good. That's good because she's never performed on this level of this level. She's performed at different, like the Grammys, I think the VMAs. But
So
this
she's
is
a big star. She's a big star, but now when you say her, I'm thinking there's going to be somebody even bigger.
which means like and if Bailey is still listening to this, which he probably is, that Dua is close friends with Taylor Swift. So I have no idea if Taylor could perform, but it wouldn't shock me if Taylor Swift would perform at Super Bowl 59.
Yes. Did you hear that? Dua is big friends with Taylor, so we'll see.
So
she's excited.
If that were to happen, I'm pretty sure that would break huge records.
Oh, they can charge whatever they want for the Super Bowl.
And Taylor Swift is pretty much a billionaire, if I'm not wrong. So she could perform that for free, and she'd still be fine.
Okay, so I'm going to make this plea. Today.
Okay.
Taylor Swift. If you ever see this, if anybody knows Taylor Swift and she sees this, and you perform the Super Bowl, or even if you don't,
which would be
great. You like to give out free things. Our podcast and our family, we need to come and see the Super Bowl.
Hey, everybody, we want to thank you for a really great show. And hey, we'll definitely so if you want to be a guest on the show before we actually end it right here, if you want to be a guest on the show, just feel free to DM either Beverly or myself on Instagrams. Our Instagrams are below. And of course, like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell icon that you see right there. I see you. Just hit it. Just hit that little bell icon. And you get notified whenever a new episode pops up. Because, hey, and like on Rush Hour, we like to go for it on fourth down always and convert. And we do pick up the Kansas City first down. So I'm Chris Brisbane Jr. This is my co-host, Beverly McCarty. Guess what? And we will see you all when we see you all. And the season's coming up. Preseason is coming. And training camp is about to wrap up, which means Chiefs football is this close to being back. We will see you all then. Have a great week. Have a great week, everyone. Peace.